Welcome everyone to Things Around 8. In this video we will talk about the French plan to supply Ukraine with Mirage 2005 fighter jets. What are these fighter jets and what impact this could have on Ukraine's defense effort? And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any news. This Thursday, June 6th, during the commemorations of the 80th anniversary of D-Day, the Allied landings in Normandy on June 6, 1944, a very important event that was attended by many world leaders, including the President of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky. French President Emmanuel Macron, one of the biggest supporters of Western support for Ukraine's defense, said that this Friday, June 7, France would begin the process of supplying Mirage 2000 fighter jets to Ukraine, a process that will also involve training pilots and mechanics. In his statement, President Macron said that the pilot training process usually takes 5 to 6 months, and that, since training will begin this summer, Ukraine will have 100% Mirage-trained pilots by the end of the year. However, the French president did not give details about the number of fighters that France will provide to Ukraine. But what are these fighters and what impact could they have on Ukraine's defense efforts? In the 1950s, the major powers were developing a type of aircraft known as an interceptor, a fighter with a very special mission that, as its name suggests, involved intercepting and destroying other fighters and heavy bombers. To accomplish this mission, these aircraft needed to be fast, very fast indeed, with France leading the West in this area with the Dassault Mirage III, which in the late 1950s became the first Western fighter to exceed Mach 2, or twice the speed of sound in horizontal flight. When the Mirage III was officially introduced into the French Air Force, it was the fastest interceptor in the West, capable of reaching almost 2,400 km per hour at an altitude of 12,000 meters. Almost 20 years after its introduction, the French Air Force began a program to develop its successor. With the French company Dassault once again taking on this mission, the Mirage F1 emerged from this effort in 1973. Almost as fast as the Mirage III, but more oriented towards fighter and ground attack missions. However, in the 1970s, France still did not have a true fourth-generation multi-role fighter, and the French Air Force set out to correct this shortcoming with the Mirage 2000, as fast as the Mirage III, with a maximum speed of Mach 2.2, but much more modern, capable of receiving more advanced avionics and better adapted to modern air combat, and its role as a multi-role fighter. When it was officially introduced in 1984, the Mirage 2000 was one of the most advanced fourth-generation fighters in the West, with the advantages of being comparatively compact, lightweight, and simple and inexpensive to operate. Many variations were developed, with emphasis on the 5F, which completely modernized the cockpit, replacing the analog displays with multifunction screens. The fighter began to operate pods to acquire targets on the ground and a much wider variety of missiles. Shortly afterwards, the Mirage 2005 Mark II appeared, with a more advanced radar and a multi-data processing unit, replacing the old computers. The cockpit also underwent a new update, now receiving more complete multifunction displays. The Mirage 2000 was a great international sales success, having been sold to 8 air forces in addition to the French, which received some single-seat Mirage 2000C fighters and 2 two-seat Mirage 2000B fighters for training. It is a very fast fighter, one of the fastest in the world, reaching almost 2,400 km per hour and with a transport capacity of almost 6.5 tons of bombs, missiles and extra fuel tanks. A total of 601 Mirage 2000 fighters were produced in various versions, with production ending in France in 2007. Despite being a fighter designed in the 1980s, the most recent versions, especially the 5 Mark II, are still seen as relatively advanced among fourth-generation fighters and are therefore still well suited for modern air combat. And according to what was understood from President Macron's statements, it is version 5, and most likely also the Mark II, that Ukraine will receive. It is faster than the F-16, the fighter that Ukraine is about to receive from the West. But it does not really have any major and truly noteworthy differential, with the great advantage for Ukraine being in the numerical issue, since the country will have even more Western fighters to compensate for the heavy losses suffered during the war started by Russia in February 2022. The supply of these French fighters also confirms, once again, the tremendous commitment of the French government to the Ukrainian defensive effort. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any news.